All right, guys, so this is the dress that I wish I would have made. It's definitely more my style and something that I would have done with the fabrics and materials that we had. But this is not the dress that I made. This is the dress that I made. And the reason why is because the customer really wanted to go with the design based off of another designer's design. And if you know, I don't like doing replicas of other people's work. And everything started to go wrong. The materials didn't come in the right colors. The oranges didn't match. It was a mess. Now, this dress is gorgeous and beautiful, and the customer loved it, but you'll see what happens. Just stick around. Alright, let me show you an example of a replica that I would make. My niece sent me this dress and she said, Auntie, I want this dress for my graduation, my 8th grade graduation. I really like it. It's cute. This dress to me is not like making a replica, this dress design. It is a very simple dress. Anybody can make a pencil skirt. Anybody can make a fit and flare dress out of one fabric, one tone. And that's not reinventing a wheel. To me, this is not a designer's specific look or their aesthetic or their design skill versus a dress where is a particular beaded fabric and then you add a rhinestone piece, and that rhinestone piece is cut in a very specific way that designer came up with. One is on the shoulder, one is on the side, one is on the back, and then you add rhinestones and put those rhinestones in the exact places that they put it, and then you add beads and you put the beads in the exact places that they put it. I think that is stealing a designer's aesthetic or their particular craft. Like, they literally came up with that idea themselves. They came up with that rhinestone or crystal pattern themselves. They came up with that pearl pattern themselves. They put those details into their work specifically out of their brain and imagination versus putting one fabric together and making a specific simple pattern dress that you can find the pattern of anywhere. A lot of my custom stuff, I make the pattern by hand. Each pattern is different, specific to the customer's measurements. And then the design itself, the rhinestones, the beadings, the pearls, the feathers, all that individually is put on one by one. So if I put it in the exact same place that another designer put their feathers on, to me that's stealing their aesthetic. And why call yourself a designer if you're not going to design? All right, so to be clear, she asked for this dress, the black pearl one mixed with the orange dress. So basically she wanted the orange dress fabric, like a flowery orange design, but with feathers cascading to the bottom, getting thicker towards the bottom, and then a pearl or rhinestone design at the top. So here's what I sketched out for her. So with this sketch, you'll see I use basically like the flower fabric for the full base of the gown, kind of taking out the pearls, but still adding in some rhinestones. And then instead of having that piece connected and having the gloves, having a detachable piece where it's the top, the turtleneck, out of the flower fabric, and adding on pearls and rhinestones in orange to accentuate that, and then adding in some silver like how the orange dress has the silver. So that was what it was supposed to be. I do think where this went wrong though is, even though I sketched it out, she wasn't sure or clear what the vision was. So even though I felt like the sketch kind of showed that this was the orange fabric base gown fading into feathers, and then just with added silver rhinestones and orange pearls to kind of mix the two. But I think what she really wanted was the black dress, the full black dress in orange. So what she really wanted was a fully pearled dress with orange pearls, orange details, orange feathers, not wanting the flower design at all, or even though that was the fabric we chose, or she chose when I showed her different fabrics. So it was kind of confusing. And then because those lines got crossed, when orange pearls weren't matching, it just got messed up. And it didn't get messed up. The design was still gorgeous. It just wasn't, I think, what she envisioned. And she wasn't super clear on what the sketch was trying to show, even though it was also written down. So as different orange pearls came in, and the colors of the orange was not matching. Like every website had the same shade of orange in the picture, and it would come in the mail and it would be yellow, or it would be tangerine, or it would be too dark, or it was just not going to be enough pearls to do a fully pearl top. So when she explained more of what she wanted, we still had to revert back to using more silver. So here I am adding on this silver first. So I wanted to get those big rhinestones out the way and spread out throughout the top design, because I knew I was going to add an orange later. So here I am doing that one by one. As you can see, it's dark in the background because I ended up working on this into the middle of the night. But this was when that part was slowly coming together. And at the same time, different people on my team were working on that bottom feather part. That feather part was super detailed and intense, and that also took an extremely long time to do. A lot of feathers, hand sewn feathers, hand glued feathers, individual feathers put on one by one at the top there. So different members of my team, Nia, Dominique, Z, Jade, all helped with this dress. It was a whole process. So as you see, this is when I started to add in some orange into the top, and then you see the other colors of orange start to blend in. And this was really annoying to me because I just felt like all these different shades of orange wasn't going to really come together, and I only used a couple shades because there was even more shades than that. But here you see me hand beating on the deeper orange, again one by one, hand beating this full corset top. This took hours and hours on end and several people, and as you see on the left, that's when it started to build up and really come together, which in the end I actually did start to really love the combination. But as I was going through it, I was like, I don't know how this is going to come out, but it definitely came out gorgeous. And then you see me adding rhinestones through the bottom of the dress, in between the feathers, in between the flowers, and just kind of building up that design. Each design of mine, you build up. It's never just one thing. Like I was talking about in the beginning. As you see, I've started running out of pearls, and that's all I had left to do the boobs. And then this is what that looked like after I detached it from the corset to kind of work on that a little bit more individually. And here is when it all came together. Beautiful. It really did come out more beautiful than I expected with the silver and orange blended. And here is her trying on her final fitting, her dress, and she loved it. She looked gorgeous in it, fit perfectly, body was bodying, feathers were feathering. It really did look gorgeous. Yeah, so this turned out really well, and I loved it and she loved it. I'm glad that she was happy. All right, guys, now it's nighttime, so clearly I've been working for way too long. But anyway, I love this dress. Let me know what you think in the comments. Her dress ended up coming out gorgeous, beautiful, even with the mix of orange and silver. I think it was something we really just had to trust the process, and that's me included, because as I was building it up, I was like, is this gonna come out nice? But in the end, it was gorgeous. Me and my team always pull it through, honestly. This is how I would have designed it if I was able to freestyle it. Once seeing the fabrics and everything together, this is the design I would have gone with, only because I love the way those colors and textures and stuff built on top of each other once it was all put together. So that's kind of how I would have put together if I was freestyling. But yeah, so that's the design that I'm going to put on my website, available to order. But yeah, let me know what you feel about both looks in the comments. Good night.